Decorating a new place on a budget can be challenging. On this episode of Beach Cottage Double Wide, we're going to talk about some of the finds and sources that we use to get some of the furnishings into this new place. Hi, I'm Mitch, and this is John. Well, the seal is
do the job right the first time.
Around Thanksgiving, we acquired a 2-bedroom, 2-bath mobile home double wide very close to Tampa Bay in Palmetto, Florida. And we're going to take you through the whole trial and tribulation of renovating this little 1980s beauty and making it into something that we really love. From renovation, tear out, changing light fixtures, painting, fixing problems, and discovering things that weren't disclosed to us before the closing. This big cube thing and our wall storage, that is going to go right here. We're going to be shopping locally to source most of the materials that we use for this renovation, including even looking on Facebook MarketPlace, which I heavily use to get some of the additional furnishings for in this house. I am at home. Our mission is to turn this place into something that has a beach cottage vibe while still being true to its 1980s mobile roots, and not trying to make this place something that it isn't, but trying to enhance the good bones that are here. So join us for the renovation, the knowledge, the tips, the tricks, the how-tos, the pitfalls, and the things to remember as we transform this adorable little mobile into our very own beach cottage. This is our cool doorbell. I love this. Welcome to the Beach Cottage Double Wide. Not everyone is a fan of Facebook or uses it. I know, shocker, right? Can't say I blame you in a lot of respects, because in certain ways Facebook can be great, and in other ways it can be like truly toxic and a real big time suck too. But there's a feature on Facebook that I really like, and it's called MarketPlace. Let's take a look at how it works. Alright, so when you open up Google, and this is just Chrome opened up on my Mac here, but Facebook is one of the instant links down here. So if I open up Facebook, alright, so you've got the little home button here. You've got Reels to watch videos, MarketPlace. That little thing that looks like a shop. That's what we want right there. Everyone is selling anything and everything on Facebook Marketplace. It's crazy. You can't believe how much is for sale here on this platform. Unbelievable. We've got an elevated dog bed right here. This is just what popped up in today's stuff, okay? We've got storage cubes for IKEA stuff, an entryway table. Somebody's selling a whole mobile home. Somebody's selling a boat. Actually, it looks like they're giving it away, but it doesn't have a title. We've got somebody selling a camper. So all different sorts of things are available here on MarketPlace, okay? Anything and everything you can possibly imagine. See right here, a 4-cube organizer? That's an IKEA cube, one of the small Cadillacs. Here's a 6 or an 8 cube. There's another one of them. Now, I'm not sure if you've checked what the full price on these is at IKEA, but if you join their IKEA family, it is cheaper to purchase that way than it is to just go straight retail as if you visited the store. But MarketPlace is a source for all kinds of things. So if you're looking for something specific, let's just say I want an IKEA 25 cube Cadillacs, it's called. Let's see what they are. Let's see how many, if we can find any. Oh wow, see, here's one that's got a 20. Here's some baskets for them. There's an 8 cube, there's an 8 cube, there's an 8 cube with doors on it. So when I was looking for storage for the crafty space, this is where I found it. Now, of course, my listing's not here anymore because I've already got it, and that listing is no more because I purchased it. So doesn't mean you won't find others, though. There's all kinds of stuff like this. So you take a look at the price, you open up the listing, check the conditions, take a look at where it's located, figure out if it's close enough for you to go get it. And read them closely because not everything is what you specify. Like right here, this is a shoe storage thing, not even close to what I was looking for. Yes, it has 15 units in it, but they're not the same size. They're just little shoe holder ones as opposed to something that fits a 13 by 13 box. But this is how MarketPlace works. I went in here and I looked for office desk. Ooh. You'll find desks, you'll find tables. Oh, look, that one's almost exactly like one of the ones I got. It just has a drawer. Mine doesn't have a drawer. Check that out. All right, cool. So this is how I was able to source for, reasonable some of the extra furniture pieces that we needed here at the house. And I'm just going to throw one caveat out there to purchasing on MarketPlace. You see a listing, you respond to it, you wait to see if the person listing it gets back to you, and if you can arrange a time, usually you bring cash with you, or some folks take Cash App or Venmo, things like that. But you have to be smart about it too. A, read the listings carefully and look at the photos. B, inspect the item, look it over before you take possession of it and give your money over. See, you also want to kind of do this during the daytime, not meeting people in, parking lots in the dark if you can help it, because, folks get a little sketched out by that. So there's basic things to think of, along those lines. Sometimes people will flake out on you and they won't even get back to you on the listing. And for the desks in particular, for me, that happened a lot. I knew I needed a couple of work desks in here. And I kept trying, and I would message people about these listings, and they disappear. And for those of you selling on MarketPlace who are watching this, listen, don't ghost people and don't flake out. If you've already sold it, tell somebody in the message you've already sold it. You're the one who put the ad up there, and people are taking their time to respond to you because they want to purchase what it is that you have. Be decent. Be nice. If it's sold, tell folks it's sold. Don't ghost them for a week and then say, oh yeah, I sold that. Well, it would have been nice to know. That happened to me more times than I can count. So Facebook it's got some pros and it's got some cons doing MarketPlace like this. Now on the pro side of this, if you get a good seller and you find a good piece, you can usually get it for a pretty good price, but you have to be careful with your prices a little bit too. Sometimes some of those small cube units, for example, are selling for almost as much used as you could pay IKEA for new if you were buying through their IKEA family program on their website. So you have to kind of know your prices a little bit too. Now, to give you an example of what I mean by knowing your prices, that's an 8-cube Kallax right there. And I was in need for an extra one for my room. Normally, those sell for $80 or so brand new. You can see it over there on the left-hand side. But I joined IKEA Family, so I'm able to get a sale price for what they have going on in January. And I was able to get a brand new one for $65 as opposed to the normal $80 price. So $65 as opposed to $60 for used, and I don't have to go pick it up and try to move it. This one's coming new in the box. All we have to do is assemble. So knowing your prices ahead of time before you go looking on MarketPlace, when you go on MarketPlace, you kind of have to have an idea of what it is that you want and roughly how much it costs new, so you can determine whether or not you're getting a good deal on it. For example, this guy back here, the big 25 cube Kallax, that's over $200 by itself. Then the door inserts are another $20-25. The bins anywhere between $5 and $25 depending on what you get. So all told, brand new, that one would have been upwards of $300. I managed to find it on MarketPlace for about half that. So knowing your prices and knowing what you're looking for is a really smart way to approach going on to MarketPlace if you're going to look for some pieces. And I got massively lucky with this particular piece too, because those folks that were selling it were able to deliver it. They had a pickup truck so that they could move it. I would not have been able to move that in the van. We would have had to disassemble it completely, reassemble it here, and yeah, that would have been really, really tough. So sometimes on MarketPlace you get pretty lucky. Other times not so much, but you need to be aware of dimensions. If the person listing it doesn't put in the description what the dimensions are, ask that. Ask them in the messaging before you go to look at it, because there's no sense in falling in love with something that you can't fit in your vehicle. So one of the other pieces that I got was this 4-cube in the light birch with the door inserts. That one was a good deal. Another good deal I picked up were these IKEA tables. Now, just the top alone on the website sells for $45. Then your legs are another $8 a piece. So to be able to get the 2 tables for the good price was very, very helpful. And they made a huge difference in here. And we're kind of lucky in particular around my area of Florida, because about 40 miles north of me or so in Tampa is an actual IKEA. The place is massive. 2 or 3 floors worth of stuff to look at. Huge warehouse style building, but everything all set up so you can see what it looks like. There's even a place to eat in there. So we get lucky here on MarketPlace with people who are selling their IKEA pieces. And the nice thing about the IKEA pieces is they hold up. Being that they're modular, mixing and matching and fitting up and getting spare things for them all worked out really well. Now, in our particular instance with the tables, a couple of the legs were a little squirrely, but John was able to fix those up with some JB Weld, and they're absolutely just fine. But if I had needed replacement legs, I could have easily gone to Tampa and gotten some or ordered them right from the website, no problem. So along with finding a really good deal on our flooring, which we scored pretty big on that, I actually ended up finding quite a few pieces for my office space on MarketPlace. I also found this cool dog crate too. New, these sell for over $100. It was kind of grimy and it took a little elbow grease to get it cleaned up, but in the end it turned into a beautiful crate and we have it right in the bedroom. A pair of nightstands matching, $25 on MarketPlace. That beautiful Henredon, $75 on MarketPlace. Those shelves, only paid, $10 for those. Found this cute little end table on MarketPlace too. And these shelves, this set of match shelves as well. Now this white shelf set we did get from the Shell Club. When they were moving out of their storage space, we got some bins and that shelf unit, and then some of these metal racks too. And one of the really big scores we got was this beautiful light fixture. This is that light fixture hanging at Lowe's. And yes, you see the price there, Tiffany glass, $120. You're not going to believe this, but the lady that sold me the nightstands also had 2 of those lights. She sold them to me for $30. $30 for 2 of them. I couldn't even get one for anywhere near that. So I was pretty pleased with that as a score on MarketPlace also. So I did all right on MarketPlace, and we did score some good shelving units for, especially out in the shed for shell storage and stuff like that. Our Shell Club had to move out of the space that the artisans were in into a storage unit, then into a newer place, and they had to get rid of a lot of the fixtures and get them out of the storage unit. So we ended up getting some shelving for out in the shed from them, as well as that little short bookcase. Oh, that worked out so awesome. Such a blessing for us to be able to get something so affordably. Worked out great for them so they could get it out of that storage unit. So that was a pretty good score too. And lastly, we were gifted this by one of my friends in the Shell Club who needed to make more room in her home and didn't have room for this love seat anymore and wanted it to go somewhere where it would be appreciated, which it is more appreciated than I can even say. What a gorgeous little love seat. Works perfectly in the living room. And we are absolutely thrilled to have it. So thank you to Debbie and Ken for that. That was really, really awesome of you. And it worked out perfect. Now we're also repurposing, obviously, our furniture from the old place. But a couple things that were left behind too. Like this table, the square table and yellow lamp that's going to get revamped. And then this little hexagon-shaped table as well, and they're both now in the living room. All in all, my experience using MarketPlace was a positive one. Found a lot of good stuff for a very reasonable price. Met a lot of really nice people and really scored well on some of these pieces. So I just want to say thank you to everybody who had the chance to meet with us and sell us some furniture or whatever. It was really lovely, especially Miss Cheryl for the dresser. And thank you so much for calling your neighbors to help get that in the van. Oh my God. And especially Danielle for the cute little nightstands. And then I ended up getting some cool shell bowls and some additional seashells from her for the living room as well. Almost got a coffee table, but I'm not sure I've got room for a coffee table. Let's put it that way. So I passed on that table, but I did get a few other things from her, including the shelves and nightstands and the fabulous stained glass lamps. They are so beautiful. Mwah. We already have one up now, and I just adore it. It's perfect in here. So all in all, MarketPlace was a great experience, and I just want to say thank you to everybody for having such great stuff and being cool people. It was really great to meet all of you. So there you have it. Besides your traditional routes of thrift stores or yard sales or things like that, give Facebook Marketplace a try. Be smart, be an educated shopper, and you can find some of your own pieces to bring your own beach style to your own place too. Well, thanks so much for watching this episode of Beach Cottage Double Wide. We've got lots more renovation to come. Check the end of the video for links to some more for the playlist, and we'll see you back here again real soon.